All right, we are live. I think, let me double check that we're still going. Says we're live. All right.
Sweet.
So, for anyone that doesn't know, this is a pick and place machine that's designed by Opulo. It's called the Lumen PnP. I've been following this on YouTube since they started kind of announcing just the idea as a project, rather, like, is it possible? And now it's kind of cool to see that it's an actual product. I got to meet Steven and the Opulo crew both at MRF and ERF, which are the Midwest Rep Rap Festival and the East Coast Rep Rap Festival, twice this year. And then I finally had a project that actually needs a pick and place machine like this. So I figured this would be a good excuse to get one, tinker around with it, watch it as it grows, because every day it seems like there's just like something that's new or that's being worked on for this thing, and I've kind of wanted to have one in my hand so I could follow along. So I'm going to go ahead and unbox this. I have absolutely no idea what to expect. I didn't know if I should do some planning or some digging. It's been a little while since I've been kind of involved with anything that was pick and place related, so I have Steven with me here as well. We work together, and he runs a lot of the pick and place machines here at work. So we have a neoden 4 here as well. I guess we'll just kind of compare and contrast, see what we can do. So, all right, without further ado, I've been waiting all day to open this up. Let's get this going. Look at that. Getting started, scan code. Let's do it. All right, so you're not going to see that. Looks like they got a little getting started guide over here. Let's switch over views here. So there's a YouTube video as well as docs. Follow us on YouTube. All right, looks pretty good. I'm going to do the docs. I'm going to start with this. It looks like it's taking me to a page here, and I'm just going to do a screen share. docs.opulo.io. Never mind. I'll just follow it along. All right, so let's get this unboxed. All right, so this looks like, I don't know, big board with a lot of holes in it. Let's scooch this over here. Let's get this all set up. Is that still on camera? Got the little, the goblin logo there, the ghoul, I don't know. I'll let you do some. Oh, hello, Making with Steve. Oh yeah, I'm excited to see this, so.
Set this out.
All right. Also, I got I don't know if it's a pre-assembled kit is the right word to describe this, because I think there are two options. There's a like complete do-it-yourself, print your own parts, and I went with the kind of like full build. So it looks like already, I can see, I'm gonna scale my video up here. There's a lot of 3D printed parts that are on here. Like, it looks like this is the control board. Got some pneumatics here. Another 3D printed part right there, which looks to be the camera. So it looks like I'm holding this upside down. Oh yeah, that's it right there. That's where the camera looks through. These like little valves or solenoids or something. These must be the pumps. Held together also with 3D printed parts and some rubber bands, I would assume, for some dampening. They're kind of like, they're like levitating, so they're like not holding on to anything, so I would assume that dampens all of the motion quite considerably. That's creative. That's very creative. And looks like this is the control board. It looks honestly pretty darn similar to like a 3D printer control board. I see a lot of the motors here to hook things up labeled, looks like LZYX. Power port, it's got a fuse on it. Looks like some other sensors and some vacuum sensors here, 2 vacuum sensors as well. Cool. So I don't know what this is, but it kind of looks like a pre-cut out version of this. I'm sure I'll figure it out shortly. Shrink down. So we got some cat tracks here. Assume for the movement gantry here. Did this come with the?
Yes.
With this?
Yep.
Okay, so that's probably how the cat track attaches, I would guess. Yeah. Got a power cord. Some 80-20 extrusions, I think. Okay. Oh, this is nice. I like this. Got a little bag with Opulo in their Opulo gold color. Oh, look at that. I was just wondering what tools I would have to get to build this machine, and it looks like I don't need to worry about that anymore. Wow, that is slick. So we got some yellow flush cutters in here. Let me put that back together. Got an X-Acto knife. Ooh. Some tweezers. This is really, I'm gonna zoom in on this. This is like everything you need to get started. And then there's this like zippable bag here which has, it looks like some more parts. So another 3D printed part. It's got some dimensions written on it, 75 millimeters and 50 millimeters. Don't know what that is. What is this, a USB to TTL cable maybe? So USB on one end. That's either USB directly on the other end just to plug into a board. Yeah, it's probably just a USB breakout. Bunch of screws with some T-nuts, or the self-locking ones. Another USB cable, this time USB to B. Anti-static wristband, it looks like, so that way I don't break anything. A bunch of zip ties. I do have a million zip ties already, so I guess I'll add this to the collection. And that exhausts the little pouch that's in here. And over here I got, oh, this is cool. I like this. This is some Allen wrenches or hex keys, but the adapter is 3D printed, which is pretty sweet. That's kind of cool. To E-Insider, do I run a production facility? It's more of like a prototyping, so it's pretty small scale. It's honestly pretty well suited for what this machine can probably do. So like the stuff that we do are probably in the neighborhood of 10 to 50 boards. Every once in a while we'll do like 100 or 200 boards. But it's more just like, we need things that look a little bit nicer than hand, so that's kind of where our machines come from. And the reason I actually need this machine is because the pick and place that I've got can only go up and down, like, I want to say it's like either 5 or 10 millimeters. And I've got a project that uses these capacitors here. And these capacitors are more than 10 millimeters. They're like either 12 or 15. And I think, I probably should have triple checked this before I ordered it, but I'm pretty sure that this thing can move up and down even more than that. So if that is the case, it's going to save me from placing, I don't know, a few hundred of this capacitor as well as probably a few thousand of other components. So I'm really hoping that this helps out. I wonder if the pre-cut out plates is for PCB mounting. Yeah, I would assume it's for PCB mounting of some sort. Like, it looks like all these holes look very similar to, I have a stencil machine where you can just kind of drop some holes in there. So we'll see. I mean, it might just be a duplicate of the previous board that saves complexity, I guess. All right, what else we got?
Looks like we got a make your own PCB kit.
Make your own PC. I was just looking for double-sided tape this morning. I didn't know there was one in this box. So another little bag here. Oh, I should probably put all this back in here. Yeah. Got all of the junk out I'm working on. This scares me. Let's set that one aside. I don't want to put that in. I don't want to break it. That one goes in there. And
This was also part of it.
Ooh, I didn't even see that little tiny screwdriver. Oh, I'm gonna lose this
I think it was in the middle.
in the bag.
Yeah.
All right. So this bag has some double-sided tape, which is really cool when you're testing out components like, oh, look at that, some resistors, capacitors or something, some tester components. But yeah, if you don't want to like stencil it up and actually commit to something, you can just use double-sided tape to test out the layout of your board, place some components on it, that way they don't fall off on you. This looks like a 3D printed PCB holder, maybe? I don't know, it's kind of got these like V-grooves in it that don't look like they're quite the width of a circuit board. I'm just completely flying by the seat of my pants here. I'm sure all of this is documented if I actually read my phone. I'm just not right now. Oh, and look at that. We got a little tester board for actually testing out production. So that's probably what all those resistors and capacitors are for. Got a Opulo board with nothing placed on it, so we can do that ourselves. Put that back in the anti-static bag so all of the lack of components on here won't get damaged. What do we have here? Wow, I am surprised by how much of this is really 3D printed. So these are, I don't even know what these are. It's got a little, like a wing nut on there with a screw, and it looks like it could slide up and down. Some sort of a clip. Let's see. Hey, Focus ST made that thing. When you say made that thing, are you the one who built the kit? I gotta know that. I saw your comment on my video earlier as well. Would the black printed part be for holding component tapes? Ooh, that very well could be. That very well could be. I don't. Oh, yep. I think you are 100% right. Once again, I'm sure I would figure this out if I actually just read the documentation, but it looks like this little notch. Oh yeah, that is 100% what it is. So these slide in here like this. All right, so then you can place them a little bit easier. There's a little bit of a height gap there to allow for components that have depth. Oh, cool. It looks like we're done making filament for the day, so it should be a little bit quieter now. Filament machine next door makes quite a bit of noise, which is annoying. All right, so it looks like there's some other strange things in here. It looks like these might be some feet or something in the bag with all of those strange clips, which I'll figure out later. Let's put all of this back in its bag and set it out.
Mystery box up next.
Have a mystery box. There's a lot of packaging that went into this. This is, all right, oh, power supply. It's no longer a mystery. So I'm gonna set this by the power cord that we had earlier. Package those together. I wish I could like keep an eye on both things at the same time. Maybe I'll go like this. It's gonna be a little bit of a dead screen here, but oh well. Oh, all right, here it is. So we've got the, yeah, I'm just gonna make this bigger. We don't need to see everything yet. Got the actual gantry. It looks like this is the X gantry, I would assume, to move side to side. It's got the two nozzles here on a belt to move the nozzles up and down, so you can place one or the other. That is nifty. So the one that I have is the Neoden 4 has 4 nozzles on it, but there is similar gantry style like this, where if you move one, you're actually moving the opposite in the opposite direction. They just kind of like doubled this whole thing. And it looks like both of these are on some linear rails here to keep everything pretty smooth, unlike a lot of 3D printers will use V-grooves instead. I guess it looks very similar to a 3D printer, so I would assume these are the zeroing. Yeah, so if you look right there, there's a little limit switch right there with the screw that gets tapped. So it looks like you zero it with just one side, and it has to, I guess where the other one is. Could probably figure that out with math. I like this. It's incredibly sturdy and rigid. I was expecting it, because like a A lot of the times when I do 3D printers, I'll get it out of the box, and a lot of these will be really loose because there's like eccentric nuts. I wonder how they solved that. Looks like they solved it with a clamping style here. Got some like oval shaped nuts or screws that go through. So it is incredibly firm. Oh, hey Bryce, how's it going? Be watching to feel free to ask questions. Wow, I feel like a celebrity now. I get the official Opulo support. Although I'm going to be asking questions before I even read it on my phone. All right. Okay, so I know what this is. This is like the main, I would assume the Y, because I saw this at the conventions where we went to. So I saw the 3D printed feet, and I was looking at those pretty intensely. So we got the gantry to move across. I'm assuming the bar that I was just holding up is what mounts onto here. Looks like a similar style with a single, it's a tri-wheel system. You got one on the bottom. Assuming there's a second one. Yep, second one as well. They look pretty much identical. I'm gonna try to set these up in a way that resemble what I think the machine is gonna look like. Okay, my guess is that it works something like this. It's probably the configuration. Okay, so now I can do a top-down more. I don't need my face in here as much. All right. That was everything, so let's see what the getting started guide looks like. I wonder, I'm just gonna put this up on my computer here. Let's see. Sorry, I'm going to apologize now. I'm typing on my laptop, which is loud. So the website is docs.opulo.com or .io. docs.opulo.io/docs. And I will share my screen here in just a moment. I only have one screen, so I'm going to apologize in advance for all of the stuff that's going on. I no longer can see my camera here, so maybe I'll pull open chat or something like that. I'll have to do a pop-out chat. All right, so what is Lumen PnP? It's an open source pick and place machine project led by Opulo. The Lumen PnP is designed to be low cost and suited towards mid-scale manufacturing. That's me. All right, so that's what it looks like when it's all put together. So it looks like this goes kind of high up, and those beams here are slightly raised up. So I just see the one panel here for the camera. I'm assuming the other things will be for something different. It's capable of placing parts as small as 0402 with support down to 603. So the stuff that I tend to do is mostly 603. I've gone 0402 and even smaller than that, but that is not what I plan on using this machine for. Like I was saying, I'm planning on using it for some bigger components, so I'm going to stress this in the opposite direction. It is completely open source and hackable. That's what I'm banking on, is that it's hackable, because I have a feeling that I'm going to need it to do some things that it naturally won't do. The main controller has 3 aux ports, allowing anyone to add peripherals or to communicate with other machines. Okay, that's cool. The documentation corresponds to a specific machine build number. The build number represents what hardware and 3D printed parts your machine has. All right, this is very similar to like a Prusa printer as well. So do we have, where's that little card? Oh, here it is. Yeah. So I've got version, I don't even know if you can see this. I need to get, hold on one sec. Gotta open OBS up. I need a second screen here. This is version 3.0.2 that's going on. Hey Aiden, can you go grab, there's like, oh, I don't know. We have some like monitors that are standalone. Like little
the one on my
fold-
desk.
Oh, do you have one?
I would
The like
just grab-
fold up ones?
No, but you can just grab the one on my desk currently that's not being used. If you just want a second screen.
Yeah, let's go grab a second screen. That way I can flip-flop back and forth. All right, so I'll just keep going along with this for right now. Version 3.0.2 is what I've got. If you have a version 2 kit, nope, I have version 3, then these docks are for you. Wait. Hold on. If you're building a build your own BYOP part, build your own parts, you have a version 2 kit and these docks are for you. You should see a V2 on the pamphlet. Huh? I think I'm a V3. I'm just going to assume this is for me anyway. What's on this site? How to assemble the hardware in a Lumen PnP kit, how to connect the electrical components, and do the calibration. Read before starting. Okay, if you insist. As you go through this guide, you might find that you'd like to refer to the source files for a number of parts in the machine. The exported build files and source for the machine can be found on the release page. Machine operation and terminology. All right, throughout this guide, we'll have left, right, front, back, up, and down. In general, these are in reference to the typical view of the machine, facing it directly as shown. Okay, I get that, but I'm assuming this is the front of the machine where we're standing. We'll also refer to putting the machine back on its haunches. I'm assuming that's back on its haunches right there. This refers to a feature of the Lumen pick and place where it can be lifted by the front rail and let to rest upright on its back feet. Oh, well, I guess that is okay, yeah, that is more than, I was just gonna say they're just tipping it up, but like, no, it's designed to do that. Look at that. So that's what these little feet are right there. That's cool. Can't do that to the other machine I've got. It's tremendously helpful for installing things. Yes. Putting your machine back, make sure the Y gantry is pushed all the way to the back of the machine. Yeah, because I don't want it to, if this thing just falls, gravity is going to take effect. All right. I like that a lot. If you find there's something unclear, submit a ticket on GitHub about it. Select the index documentation issue. Okay. Oh, I didn't know there was a Discord server. I should be on there. Timing expected to take 8 hours. Okay, here we go. Well, 8 hours provided all the parts are printed and ready to use. Okay, so I can't imagine this is going to take 8 hours. I hope I'm not wrong. Tools needed, and it looks like based on what we saw, all of this is, or at least most of it, is included, minus like a mallet, measuring tape, calipers, hot air. Oh, hot air. I was like, air compressor air? No. Let's dive in. The first step is mechanical assembly, and let me make sure no chat's going on here. All right, cool. Not missing anything in the chat. Mechanical assembly is the first thing, and then motherboard installation. Yeah, honestly, it looks like this is a lot to do with like building it from scratch, which I am not doing. So I'm probably going to be flying through a good chunk of this. And I now have my monitor.
I didn't plug it in yet.
I realized I don't have a VGA or anything, HDMI adapter. I'll be right back.
All right. Hello, chat. So yeah, I heard him say that he was kind of looking through this. I think it's the first 4 categories look like they're for people that have a less put together version than we do. Looks like we're probably going to end up starting with going right to connecting the sides, I would imagine. But in the meantime, we'll just take a look at what we would potentially have to do. 4mm nozzle. Yeah, I was looking at these printed parts and they look pretty nice. They came out really well. I like that. Whoops. Yeah, all right. So realistically, where we're going is down here. I was kind of looking at this a little bit ahead. But yeah. I guess we'll wait for Mitch, though, to come back before we keep going. Let me pull up this on my phone. Yeah. It's looking like a pick 'em place. Just waiting for Mitch to come back. Perfect. With all of his cables.
Bringing everything. You know, I was not planning on moving my whole desk out here, but we are doing that today. Now I gotta go get some power for this. I've got like a whole hub whenever I need my cables and stuff. I'm sure I have adapters sitting around here somewhere, but oh well. This will help considerably. Here. Side here. All right, I am back. Let's get this onto the other screen. Cool. Let's see if I can get that up. Connecting the sides. Much better. Now I can see your questions. Hooray! And I have a mouse. Scooch this off to the side so I can see a little bit better. All right, so connecting the sides. Now that we're going to combine the left and right side together using the two aluminum extrusions and the staging plate. We've got two aluminum extrusions. Oh, I recognize these screenshots. That's FreeCAD. M5 T-slot nut, some M5 by 10 machine screws. All right, Steven, where do we have all the screws? I know I touched them a little bit earlier.
That part I'm not sure about.
I think it might have been in there.
Yes.
All right. Oh, we got a little pack of grease in there too. Insert a new V-slot extrusion in green below to the front left leg underneath the bottom rail. Okay, so this should be easy enough. Let's do let's see. Actually, I'm gonna go into my display settings. I need to switch these around. Help. Oh, there we go. Much better. All right, so I'm gonna switch back to top down here. I've got the mini rail, so it looks like, are these different?
These.
This and this. Yes, they're different. You can see the mounting brackets on this side. So this one goes over here.
This thing need to be flipped inside.
What do you mean?
Look at this notch where it flips into.
I'm doing it based on the picture here.
Okay.
Because like the squarish looking ones are closest to us.
Yep.
All right, the aluminum extrusions, there are two slightly different ones. I don't know if you can see from the top down. One's got just, this one's got like a T-shaped nut, so 1, 2 ends, and this one's just got the one. So let's see which ones I need. What?
See the gap?
I'm assuming it's gonna ask to put those on afterwards. There we go. So that's the one. Yeah, so it's gonna be the one with the single one. So they already put those like corner brackets on there. So the corner bracket goes on the one closest to us.
Goes into these little knots.
Yeah, into those little
That's
knobs.
where I'll turn it back around. So you've got the outside, see? There's no knob there. Flip 180 and you'll have the notch. There we go. That's the inside. Inside and outside.
Okay, this hurts my brain. So we got a little notch here, which something like this can basically slide into. Obviously, like, I don't know, this way.
Yeah.
But it really does, am I nuts? Does it look, that looks like that's how this connects. Or is this the outside? Okay.
All right, we'll just move
So
on
I've got,
a picture.
this might be on in reverse?
Yeah,
I don't know.
could be.
I'll figure it out.
Those are
All right.
definitely, this looks like it should be the outside, but it's the inside.
Yeah, for everyone that's looking on the camera, it looks like that right there is where it's gonna mount into those holes, but it looks like the notch needs to go in here, so we'll see. Not too hard to flip. It fits.
You're gonna need
Just like screw in or something. So I'm gonna put this in like this, slide that into place. And then it looks like there's a nut that goes in on that side if I keep looking at the pictures. Yes, yes, yes. All right, here. Drop it in position, a slot nut underneath the hole, and use the M5x10 screw to fasten the V-slot to the front leg. I'm just gonna throw this out there. I am infamous for assembling things wrong on the very, very first step. These ones right here look like they are the 10mm ones, but I am gonna get calipers because I don't trust myself. So if you didn't know already, M5 means that this measurement should be right around 5mm. Oh yeah, 4.76. And then this length right here should be about 10, which I'm eyeballing about like 9.5. So yeah, 10. Uh-oh, low battery. Hold on. There we go. I'm literally plugged into my hub right now. Okay, so these are the M5x10s, and then I would assume the T-nut is what goes in here. So I'll probably want to slide in a T-nut. Are these all M5? Yeah, they all look like they're M5. So actually with the T-nuts, you can like rotate them afterwards. So I'm just gonna put this in first. Spin it around a few times. Oh, I think I now realize my mistake. Oh no, I got the, oh no, I messed up. Yeah, they're on two different axes. So I'm gonna slide the T-nut in first. Do it like this. And then let's grab a hex wrench that's the right size. It looks like it's the biggest hex wrench. Cool. All right, you know, I'm gonna throw one thing out. I wish there was a little slot right here, so I could poke like with a screwdriver to get the T-nut where I want it to be. That'd be super cool. Oh, I guess I didn't even show that. So there's a T-nut that goes in here. I'm probably doing this wrong, but oh well. If there was a little gap in this model right here, I could probably use a hex wrench to like poke it through and get it lined up properly. Am I losing my mind? Hey, I got it. Hooray. All right, and I do that on both sides. Cool, that fits in nicely. Grab another 10 millimeter screw. I don't want to lose this one. Do you want to try this one?
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right, you can see if you do better than I do.
Put it in every position imaginable first. Is this the right way? The face this way?
Yeah.
It is.
While he's doing that, in case somebody hasn't used these before, these little T-nuts here are slightly like rounded. I don't know how to describe it. On the edges, so that way, like as you start tightening it, they'll lock themselves. They'll rotate like that into place. So you can actually, you don't have to slide them in to the extrusion. You can just kind of like set them in. But it's kind of tough to do from this angle.
Also, this T-nut's in the way. I should say.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna read up on some things. Looks like the next step has a 3D printed part that I don't recognize yet. Oh, it's probably already attached. It is, okay.
It's definitely easier said than done. You know what would also be easier? If we actually used our brains.
Alright, I'm not crazy. I thought I was having troubles with it.
Yes.
The reason it's hard to get in is because they're like on two different axes. I don't know how to describe that.
It just, I think we were doing it wrong. I think
Were we?
pre-starting it.
See, but you won't be able to do that because then this one's not going to slide in right. Although you could just take this one out. That'd be way easier if you just took that out.
Why can't I slide that one in too?
I mean, you'll figure out. I did the same thing.
Yeah.
And you'll realize that, like, oh, maybe, I guess you can. I guess you can.
Just gotta make sure you line it up right. I think. There we go. There we go. The trick is to think.
Did you look at that thing to make sure it twisted right?
I did not. I was gonna test it, and that was my test. How do you adjust it?
You kind of just get lucky and watch it. It's gotta like have a little bit of wiggle room for it to want to rotate in properly. Does not want to lock into place. Bug is annoying. I'll let you tinker around with it a little bit more.
Sounds good.
It'll bite like a little bit, but it's not quite right. Oh, you know what I didn't see while I was unhooking stuff is the nozzles. Were they on there?
I think I noticed two like brass looking nozzles that looked like they were cast.
Yeah, I'm curious about the nozzles because nozzles aren't really a consumable item. Like you shouldn't be going through nozzles, but I have gone through nozzles. I've chipped them either due to wrong programming or the machine hits its own parts or something. It's always big mistakes and I feel stupid about it, but it does happen when you run a machine long enough. But the ones that I get are pretty expensive. So if these are open source something, I wonder if they're easier to get your hands on. Nozzles are on the rack on the staging plate. Oh, look at, oh, they're literally on here.
Ooh.
For the tool changer. Dun, da, da. So it's them right there. Cool.
It's not. It's technically.
I'm gonna take one out and play with it. Never mind. They're in there. They're not moving. And I'm gonna probably break it if I try to take it apart. Just dig in there. Any luck on that, or we have to start over?
I'm getting there. I had it a second ago where it felt like it was solid and not coming out, but it doesn't look like
It has
right.
to be rotated. I don't trust it if
It
it's
doesn't
not.
look right.
All right, let's just do it. I'm gonna do it the same way I did the first one, which is like lazy, but that's how I'm gonna do it. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. For anyone that cares, I'm going to take off this little. Where'd that come from? I'm gonna take off this T-nut that's on this little L bracket because I think it's making it harder than it needs to be. I'm sure if you align both of them, it would be fine. I'm just gonna do that afterwards. So I'll set those right there. And then this lets me move this in. Where did it go? Is it from right there?
Yeah, that's what fell out.
All right, so now I'm gonna put the T-nut in over here. I'm gonna like start it. Oh, it's the wrong size extra inch. I was losing my mind. All right, so I'm gonna start it, and then I'm gonna line it up, slide it in. There we go. that's how I'm gonna do it. And then I can put the other one in, hopefully easier now. It hasn't said to do that yet, so I'm gonna wait for that for 1 second, the next step. All right, so the next stage is, oh yikes, what's going on here? Desktop. Let me fix my display. Shrink that down, shrink this down. There we go, much better. A little bit like that. Whatever. All right, so the step that I just finished was step 1. So the next stage is, so I put that nut in there. Oh, that's a much nicer picture than what I was trying to show on camera. But trying to get that in and twist it was causing me problems, so I did it in a different way. There's the second one, and then it says to attach these. So these came pre-attached on mine, so now I'm just gonna attach them. So for this, is this a bad idea if I let go? Yep, that was a bad idea. It like fell all the way down. Thanks. I feel like this is one of those things that I'm doing wrong, but if I knew the right way to do it, it would just be magically better. Let's just flip it over. All right, much easier. Now I can set this in the little groove. Oh, and you guys can't see what's going on. Top down. Actually, I'm gonna zoom in for this part here. If you want to be able to see what's going on. That's okay. So there's this little like T-shaped nut here, and I got to get that lined up with this L bracket. Okay, this is much easier to do upside down.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna grab another thing to poke this under, line it up. Oh, that was so much easier. All right, let's go.
Sweet.
So this one is not tightened yet, so I gotta like loosen it and then tighten it. Yeah, there we go. These things are always tricky because sometimes they feel like they grab, but they're not actually lined up. All right, so back to this. Then it's got this little undercarriage here, which I might skip this for right now because this is the umbilical cord section. That's what that little 3D print is right there. It kind of like mounts on, and it's already zip tied to this. So I think I might just wait until we get to that point. I'm assuming it's just T-nuts. Let me read what it says. Fasten the umbilical guide using two M5x10. So the same idea. I'm just gonna wait just so it's out of the way so I'm not flipping the umbilical cord around because it's attached to the whole cat tracks and stuff. After putting it on to, make sure, oh, is this the next stage? All right, so the next stage is building this like, I don't know, I-shape, T-shape, whatever you want to call it. Let me fix my camera here. We'll go back to wide and top down. So that's this part right here. Oh, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more actually. Go linear. Yeah, that's better. So this like whatever T-shaped thing is already came pre-assembled, so I kind of get to skip this. And then it looks like this is the opposite end, so this one attaches with two of the T-nuts on the other end. This is the little diagram of what that looks like. So there's the picture. Here's the way it attaches. Looks like they're leaving a little bit of a gap there, so I will do the same. So I'm gonna do the ones closest to, oh, I gotta switch. I'm gonna mess this up all day long. I'm gonna do the one closest to me first, because like I was saying earlier, you kind of gotta be able to see the T-nut. Make sure it goes down right. Not really a way to see it. So like, I mean, it's biting. Like if I try to pick up by it, like it is attached. It's just I can't really see if it actually like the T-nut turned all the way or not. Well, it's attached. So at least these ones though, these next two, I should be able to like look at from in here to see if they attach. I did this one crooked. Didn't make sure both of them lined up with the rails first. There we go. My little tip for the T-nuts is if you kind of like wiggle it around as you're tightening it, it lets it find its home. There we go. I'll do the same thing with the one I did. All right, we got the basis of the gantry set up. Let's go. All right, next step, the Y gantry. I guess that was the frame. It's time to get going on the Y gantry. This is what moves the tool head forward and back. It also carries the X gantry as well. All right, so the X motor mount, it looks like I got most of this built. So, yeah. Like, yeah, slide the GT2 pulley. So I'm pretty sure I don't need to do this. See that? So it looks like I would assume the part that is being built is this motor right here. So that's super cool that I don't have to do that. Place it so the angle is going out. Huh, looks like there's a, oh, it's, no. Oh, they're building,
Oh.
what? I'm just looking at the pattern here because it's got this like mount. Trying to like show it how it is. So it doesn't look like this. It could be a revision to it or something. I don't know. Anyway. So another picture. It's cool that there's a bunch of angles of the same picture. That helps. You'll need to buy 2 identical Y gantry sub-assemblies. You can build them one at a time or in parallel. So the oh, that's got to be the, not this. I'm looking at the X gantry. That's got to be this. So this would be the Y gantry, or like the Y movement. So I guess in that picture, I'm gonna go back to the previous page because that probably didn't have its stuff on there yet. No, yeah, because this is just the frame. You can see on this picture here that there's no mount on here yet. So we have to do that. And it looks like this has actually changed a little bit as well, which is pretty common with this. It looks like
Is that like that?
No.
This shape right here?
That looks
Like the front of that? No,
this
not
would
quite.
this would be the X gantry, I would assume. The one that actually moves side to side, left and right. Because it said that this has to be done twice. So
Oh yeah.
this would be the Y gantry. For what it's worth, I'm gonna switch back to a top-down view here. So it looks like this is what my Y gantry looks like a little bit. Are they the same or different? Oh, I see, it depends. So you can actually see like the back side of one just kind of has those 3 holes, and this one looks a little fancier here. I'm assuming that is what this is, even though they look a little bit different. Cody says, "Hola, mi amigo. Hola." So let's see. Ensure each hex nut is fully seated into their slot. Yeah, I'm just gonna scroll down. I want to see what this looks like completed. This looks very similar to what I've got here. Yeah, these are the wheels, and then the second part. Okay, so like if you're printing your own parts, that's what we would do. So, final assembly. Oh, yeah. What? Oh, wait, what? Oh, so, okay, so this is a little bit out of order compared to what it was before. So it looks like this part is being mounted now. No? It looks like it's almost a combo, actually. So might have to mount. It looks like, I would guess, I'm gonna go to a top down here. That this probably attaches like that. And this is what I was saying. I think these were backwards, so I might have to flip those right now. Which is gonna be fun if there's a belt. Look at that. You're in the build your own printer instructions. Click on the Lumen PnP semi-assembly on the top. All right, let's go. How did I even get here?
Very top, on the black.
Semi-assembly. Oh, I think I just scanned. Uh-oh. I need to check what I did wrong here. I scanned this, and then docs. Ah, okay, I see what I did. So the little QR code here, I scanned that, and then it takes you to a page that says docs and a YouTube video, and the docs took me to the kit here. So I want to do the semi-assembly. This is going to be way more relevant here. Let's go. We're going to fly through the beginning here. Unclear, same thing. Assembly video. I feel like I should be watching this because videos are, look at that, 50 minutes. That's much better than 8 hours too. Clear tabletop for assembly, a computer, the ability to plug in, high bandwidth USB-A ports. Unboxing. All right, I'm gonna fly through this. It's gonna look pretty much the same as this. Hey, look, getting started.
Can you see that?
Oh, shoot, I'm sorry. So I clicked on the semi-assembly instructions up in the top left here. I was on the kit assembly, it was my mistake. So I was flying through here. There's a video. There's the unboxing. I'm assuming it's gonna look pretty darn similar to what I've got here. This is like identical to what I just opened. Yep, that's exactly what we had. Look at that, I don't even need to do this. Assembling the frame. All right, so there's the umbilical cords, there's the frame, just taking everything out of the box. There's the 2 angles here. So now I wanna see, no, okay, so this is exactly how I've got mine. So that's what I wanted to look at. I was looking at this little notch right here compared to the mounting of these brackets that are there. So that is exactly the same as mine. That's good. Yeah, you can see the little notch right here. Cool. Y1, Y2, remove. Wait, what was that? Remove, oh yeah, get that from the hardware bag, put those in, that's what we just did. Correct, incorrect. So those slide in, yep, that's what I did. I ended up taking, so for the picture, I took that nut out. I was struggling a little bit harder than I probably needed to.
Hey.
Got the whole Opulo team on here. How fancy. All right, so that goes in. All right, there are a million pictures of this. This is good. There is not an angle left unchecked. Attach the 5 remaining screws. Attach that. I did that. This is the second side. Cool. and then let's go all the way down to, this is a little like double slot one. That's what I just did. Missed the line, so let's see, did I, oh, these do butt up all the way against that. Let me read through this real quick. Yeah, I left a little gap in mine. Should probably make that match. Oh, look at that, look at that, look at that.
I think it's turned upside down.
Yes, so there's this little gap here, and I am going to, let me copy this. I'm gonna go to this, I'm gonna duplicate my view, and I'm gonna add this in here as well. All right. Ooh. So that's what I'm going for there to keep this gap, is that little tool. That's what I was wondering what this was. So it looks like this goes on flush up against the back here, and that's what separates that. All right, so I gotta loosen these. There we go. All right, so that, am I doing this right, Steven?
Yeah, it looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, so it just kind of like goes up until it butts up against that. We'll tighten this one first since I can't see where it is. And I'm assuming that this is what helps keep it square. Partly. Can I see this one now? Oh, I already messed it up. I'll put that back. Cool. All right, the first ones are in. Second one is in. Third one is in. They're all snug. Cool. We're trying to link the proper instructions earlier, but I think it blocked my comments to the link. Oh, weird. All right, cool. Yeah, we're on the right track now. I'll just put like, I don't know if I can put a comment in afterwards to remind anyone else to do the same thing. Oh, hold on. Oh, all right, I messed up already. It goes on the L bracket. You know, fourth time is the charm.
First, take this brackets all the way off. And... No. Oh, we can just, yeah.
All right, so I want to go like this.
I didn't even
A
notice.
little bit of a port in the way here. I feel like my ability to put things together has dropped tremendously now that I know I'm on a camera.
Me too.
All right, there we go again. Short side, got it. Got it. Back to the cameras. Did that. Look at that, bring your machine back down onto 4 legs. All right, so let's put it right side up. You got that? All right, it is flipped back upside down, or right side up rather. All right, slide both Y gantries back of the machine opposite the tension arms and drop the X gantry shown. Wait, slide both the Y gantries to the back of the machine. So that is that direction, towards the motors. Yep, towards the motors. And then we put this on top. Oh, so it mounts like on the outside. Okay, that's why I was wondering why those screws are on the outside. That makes sense. Okay, so you got that part?
Yes. Which way
So
is
the
it
nozzles
face?
are on our side. Yep, you got it correct.
Perfect. It's just gonna go like
Oh,
these two
let me
holes.
show you the top down.
Essentially.
All right, so we got that on there. With 4 M5 by 25 socket head screws found in your hardware bin. All right, so I've got a screw here. This is 25. Cool. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So what, those go right into these holes. Okay. While he's doing that, can I do this? So that goes into these holes over here, 2 on each side. How does Lumen stack up against similar PnPs? My experience with the light placer was subpar. I have not used any similar pick and place machines. I've used like mid-tier, or like, I don't know, entry-level business tier stuff. So like cheap end for business tier machines. And I've also had some experience with like an SM Tech pick and place machine as well, which is more on the like higher end, I guess. So honestly, I don't know how this is gonna go. I'm using it for something very different than what I use my existing one for as well. So that'll be interesting.
Just do these all hand tight until I get them all in.
Mm-hmm. After that, our machine frame is done. Hooray! Well, I'm just gonna skip to the next step while you're doing that.
See if I can get you going.
I'm gonna come over here and make this a little bit bigger so we can see the instructions. It's probably really tough to see, but I'm just kind of glossing through this. You can bring up the instructions on your own. Mounting the staging plates. In this step, we'll mount a staging plate and build plate to the machine's frame. Move the staging plate and build plate from the first tray. The staging plate has the motherboard, camera, pumps, valves, wiring, and tubing mounted on it. The build plate is bare, so that answers the question. So it looks like they're the same. I'm assuming that little hole is just so that way you can order one part and use it for both instead of getting 2 separate designs. We need 8 5x8 screws, which is the button head ones. These are, yes, these are the by 8 screws. So these go through the large hole in each of the 4 corners. That's pretty self-explanatory, and they go onto a T-nut there. And they're facing downward, so the motherboard or control board is underneath. And then this attaches here, so in between the 2 bars. Let's give that a shot. All right, I'm gonna guess now, does the spacing matter on this? Am I supposed to use, yes, there we go, it does matter. The little alignment jig again, so we'll get that right. This time it's the long side. It looks like we keep the screw heads on the left. All right, is this safe to set like this? All right, I should probably not be setting it down like this because there's little heat sinks down here. So I'll be careful with that.
What needs to be spaced properly? Spacing from the bottom of here.
It goes in between the top and the bottom there. So like this.
Gotcha, yeah.
And then we need T-nuts. these two. I'm gonna grab, I got another set of Allen wrenches around here. Double speed.
What spacing is it?
Of course, the one that I need is the one that's missing from this set. Spacing is with the spacer tool again, the long side. So, like that. But flip it upside down, like this.
In the gap.
Gotcha.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Don't crank those down yet. I want to get these ones on too.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I feel like I'm going out of my way to do everything in the least efficient way possible today. There we go.
Cool.
You want to tighten those down then? All right, well, he's tightening that. Must be flush. So also make sure that the outside of this edge is flush up against there, which it looks like it is. Move the alignment bracket to the right side and then do the same thing. So that's what we're doing right now. And then it looks like we do the same thing again. And that goes flush up against there. Okay, I won't get ahead of myself too much. I'll get the next step done and I will do it the correct way this time. Maybe. Step in the right direction at least.
Maybe.
Alright, I've got the 4 T-nuts.
A lot of nuts. 40 nuts.
40 nuts. I hope not.
Go around so I can see.
This is some really thick FR4. How thick is this? Is it like 3 millimeters thick? I'm getting like 3.13, 3.1 millimeter thick. That's really thick. It's like double the thickness of what I'm used to. Well, we also do a lot of really thin circuit boards too. Alright, are those all tight?
Yep.
Let's get the next one on. We'll make sure the words are correct. Alright, you want to tighten that up then?
Yeah.
Alright, so then that's the next step. That gets tightened on. And then we get to pick it up, put it on its hindquarters or whatever.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm just looking at the picture, making sure it's flush and stuff. Interesting.
And then we unscrew the screw in the print. I think I've seen this. I don't know what it is. I saw it here though.
Oh,
There it is.
Yes.
This little guy right here. Unscrew the screw in the print. cool. They did the same thing that I like to do. So there's like a little, inside of here, there's a little nut embedded in there. So depending on the tolerances here, hopefully I don't knock that out. So while he's doing that, I will lightly unscrew it without pushing down on it. Cool. Mount the build plate foot in the center of the oh, okay. So that's what that, wow, okay. So that's like a strengthening foot, like a little stilt. Wow. That's interesting. So you can see the mouse bites on here too. So it's like this is cut out for the camera version, but you did use for rigidity for the other one. I'm just gonna do it this way. We're going off the charts. We're going off of the documentation. All right, let's go. So that's it for the gantry. On to wiring. It's all tightened?
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
All tight, all ready to go. Looks good.
Wiring. In the next step, you'll find a mount and connect all the wiring and pneumatic tubing. Find the front drag chain mount, which is this. And print in the first tray and grab an M5 by 25 and M5 by 16 socket head screw from the hardware bag. So I've already measured this one out to be the 25, which I would assume this is the 16, but I'm always wrong, so I'm gonna measure these. It is 16, cool. So I've got both of those. I can hold it in my hand just like in the picture. There we go. Place the front drag chain mount on top of the front left leg as shown. So there's the little nozzle, so it's that leg. Yep, you've got that correct. And then we screw it on. Okay, so is there forward and backwards? No, I can't possibly mess this up. You want to do the honors?
Sure, I'll find a way to mess it up.
All right. So there's two holes.
These are two different sizes?
There are, yep. Shorter one goes on the top,
okay.
Longer one on the bottom.
Oh, that makes sense because there's a aluminum beam in the way.
Grab a cable harness from the first tray. All right, so now we're gonna grab the cat tracks here. I feel like I'm scrolling too quickly here. One side will have longer. Place your harness shown below. Can I scoot you over a little bit?
Yeah.
All right, as shown below. Got the little notch hanging off. Got the umbilical cord mount there. Check the clip holding the cable exists. It's popped out during check the clip holding the cable that exits the cable chain partway through. If it's popped out, press it back into place. It has not popped out. It is in place. Is that all printed? Wow. Yeah, that's cool. It's like they took out one of the bars there and replaced it with a 3D printed part. That's cool. Cody says getting close. Yep, all the good old Drag chain, building those right now. You're building them right now. Alright, and then we screw these in. Did I mess this up with the screws? No. Screw 2 M5x10 socket head screws. So M5x10s are these ones. Yep, they are 10 millimeters. Into that bracket. It looks like it's on the inside. Watch out for the wires. And then we'll lay this on top of that other gantry right there. Wait. Oh.
Having slight issues with this. There's a little bit of filament if you look in there. Let's see. Like right where the screw needs to grip. Right at the
Looks
very
like there's a
end.
little piece of debris that made it into the hole that we're trying to screw into.
Just like some filament or something.
No, it looks like it's just slightly crooked. If you probably just grab a Allen wrench or something, just move it up a little bit. There, that's probably what I need to do. Looks like a little nut just kind of like sank down, just like, I don't know, half a millimeter maybe. Bryce handles a lot of the printing. He's on top of our print farm. Well, that's excellent. I've got a lot of gold filament sitting over in the other building right now.
Perfect.
Did it go in?
Yep.
Sweet. All right, while you're doing that, I'm gonna do the next step. Cable tray. Lay that on top here. I'm honestly surprised how rigid this whole thing is. That was my first, like, I don't know, like, concern was that with all these 3D printed parts that it would be not rigid enough. Oh, it looks like it's got slight little upturn. Thought I was losing my mind there. All right, next one. Like even this cat track has no business being this rigid, but it is. It's very firm. Let me back this out a little bit. We'll do the top one first. It looks like the M5 screws kind of grab the cat track just kind of tight. It's like the holes barely have clearance. That's tough to tell if I'm lining it up right. There we go. Cool.
Sweet.
Let's see what we got next. Your machine should now look like this. It does. Look at that. On the other side of the cable chain, you'll notice two wires are sticking out of the chain. These two? Or these two? Pull the wires out as way as shown and mount on the other side of the cable chain to the X gantry using the two M5 by 16 head screws. Oh, all right. So it looks like we got those two wires. So we got to take our bag off of here. All right. So there's already the two wires sticking out one end. There's two that are already sticking out to the left, and then all of the other ones are going out to the right. And then we mount with M2 or M5 by 16, mount the other end onto the gantry. All right, let's go. All right, so since I have the whole Opulo crew here, is the reason that you're pushing the self-build kits just due to making it more consistent with people building? Because I would assume that people are tying, like, I don't know, if you do a bad job building something or even printing something, it can probably make the pick and place machine look either better or worse depending on who's building it. All right, so here's the 16s. It's like, this is honestly pretty darn straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever wrote the documentation, excellent job on all of the pictures. I hate when there's documentation that you follow from like other things and they're just not, they like miss one important step. You can't figure out what it is. Slightly misaligned here.
Steven, you know how you hard cover is against like just the triangle? Do you remember that?
The cat tracks are an ovular shape, so there can be some wiggle room. And the nuts that they go into are exact positions, and it's tricky to get them lined up right. There we go. All right, that's good. All right, so what does it say next? We attach the cat track. Look at your machine from the back. You should see two cables that we pulled aside earlier. Looks like one goes into each of these. Is it a 4-pin and a 3-pin? Is that what that is?
Looks like it. Yes. Yep. 4-pin and 3-pin, the two cables.
Yep, can you plug those into the two things that are in the back? What is that? Some sort of a circuit board there and another circuit board? Is that like a light?
Yeah, that's probably what it is, like the flash or camera or something. Here's the board itself. this one.
Kind of looks like one goes for like a camera and the other is for a light or something, if I had to guess. On the front side of the gantry, take out the connector with the 4 holes but only 3 wires and plug it into the limit switch PCB. Alright, limit switch 1 is hooked up. Take the connector with 6 holes, go to the Z motor. I'm probably going to hot glue all of these after I'm done, because I like to do that just to make sure things don't wiggle themselves free over time. Grab 2 zip ties. Did I miss a step? Yeah, no. Grab the 2 zip ties and zip tie. Oh, so we're routing a wire over the top of that, over the top of the motor into that point right there. Okay. And then that go, all right, so do we do it to both of those? Oh, I see. So one goes over the top and then one sticks on this side, it looks like.
As for the...
Where does that go? I already forgot. It goes up into that spot. Can't wait until I inevitably mess up the things that are labeled LH and RH, and I can't figure out why the wrong nozzle is sucking up. Going ahead, you're going off the tracks.
I didn't push me.
All right, so we gotta, let's get the zip tie on the cable tray here. So, zip ties. Alright, 2 zip ties. How did they go in? Feeds in from so the big end sticks on that end. Big end from the bottom one. Cool. Other one goes in from the bottom as well. From the looks of it, it doesn't need to be tight or anything, so I'm just going to leave it kind of like loose. It's really just to route it to make sure it stays out of the way. And then does the second one go over the top of that? Is that how that goes? I see it still undone there. Okay, and then the right hand side goes like that. Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
No, it looked like it went up and over.
Yeah, the other thing's right there.
We got the tubes in the way already. That's right here. So now these need to move up and down. Okay, cool. That's what I was curious about, because these are moving. Oh yeah, I'm 100% gonna put some hot glue dabs on there when it's done, because these two, if you can see on the little documentation, these are moving up and down. Mm-hmm. And I would work on a lot of wire harness stuff here, and I have PTSD from things working their way free. So I'm gonna do that as soon as it's done. Sorry, I'm scrolling down too fast. Take the attached wire. We've got the umbilical harness, it looks like. So do we have that little like football shaped thing?
That thing?
No, this thing.
Ah, yes.
So using M6 or 5x16 screws, these go here, and it looks like it mounts on the motor. Which motor is this? All the way in the back left. Are there motor things over there? On it looks like it's on the gantry. This part. Is there something over there? 2 screw holes.
Yes, 2 screw holes. Yep.
All right, you got mounting then.
Yes. Which? How does it look like?
It goes up high, I think. Yeah, so it goes up like that.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
So while he's doing that, and it plugs in, your machine should look like the image below. Lift it up onto its back legs for the final wiring step. So these are the rounded legs, are the back legs. What's that there for? Is that just to...
Plugs into this motor.
Yeah, why is there a printed part? Is that just Oh, I see. It's just to keep it's cable management. So that little thing keeps the cable right here from dipping down, so it angles it upward before it comes and joins in with the rest of the cat track. All right, yeah, as soon as you're done, we'll tip that up. And then let's see. Remove the motherboard cover. By lifting the top edge away from the board, rotating it out underneath the pneumatic tubing. Take the Y1, oh, and then we're wiring up all of those, okay. Are those not exposed? Oh yeah, I guess they are covered. Okay. Over here trying to figure out all these parts are before I see them in the documentation.
And then plug it in, right?
Yep, plug it in. Oh, did it tell us to put in the pneumatic tubes yet? Did I miss that?
I was just thinking about that.
Oh, yep, it did. At least there is in the picture. Find the 2 pieces of tubing. Got it. Easy enough. Okay, you all set?
Yes. Yep.
Just lift it up.
Can I come over for the test? Oop.
Forgot to move the gantry down. No, just let it, yes, let it sit down. Is it pushing on anything?
I was just looking at the cords back there, the wires back there.
Seems all right.
I guess if it lets it bend that way, it's fine.
If we need to, we can move this out of the way there. Yeah, and that relieves some stress. All right, so now we got to take off the... You guys aren't going to be able to see this very well from the camera angle that I've got. Wait. Oh, yeah, I can't... I would turn it upside... yeah, I would turn it upside down for the camera to see, but I don't want to, like, balance it on the assembly. This is, like, super convenient to get at, though, that's for sure.
What stuff are you doing?
We're wiring up the motors, so...
Gotcha. plugging them into the. Oh yeah, plugging them on top.
This is, every step of this is 3D printed, even like the spacers. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Little spacers right in there.
Yeah. And now
Said
what is
what?
it?
Said like rotate it down. Like how is the picture? Picture is lifting the top away from the board and rotating it out from underneath the tubing. So like that. Out. There we go. Just gotta get it away from the heat sinks. And then we plug in the motors. So we've got, take the Y1 and attach it there. All right, so let's get Y1 going. Oh wow, we got a lot of cables here. All right, so we got LN, XM, ZM, RN, DL, ZL. I already forgot what I'm looking for. Y1. I didn't see that yet.
Here, this is Y2. Y1's gonna be the cable.
I did the wrong thing. Y1. Got it. And that goes into the one on the left. Got it. Then use, oh, what did it say? Using the cable clips as shown below, guide the Y2 cable harness from the right leg assembly across the top of the staging plate under the motherboard and out through the top. You'll have to loosen the clips with an Allen key. Okay, so that, do you see where that is?
It's right here.
Okay. Oh,
They move,
okay.
they slide. Also 3D printed. I like this.
Nifty. Yeah, there's like
It's
that,
just
that
got
little 3D printed clip right there. Is neat. What was that?
It's just got kind of like guided over
Yeah, it looks
here.
like it just guides over above the motors. Yep, runs all the way across the top. Do we like zip tie that or something? Because once we, oh, look at that. Little zippy things right here. See these?
Yes.
All right, so that it goes like under that. So we got to loosen it from the top.
Oh, it goes under. Oh, it goes under that. No.
Is there another one like right here?
Yep. So then it's there we go. And then how do you want? Oh, there's a third one right here.
I see it. Yep.
Notice that one.
Are these good to tighten?
Yeah. I guess the other thing is we got a lot of slack. I guess we'll be able to move it out, even when they're tightened.
Like the last one?
Yes. Got this little loop.
We got a little bit of slack over there. Looks like this is being routed under, so just tuck it behind the board, it looks like. So unplug it real quick. Just don't pull it by the wires. So like it looks like it's feeding through there and then out. So it goes in through the left side and then out the back. Got it. Oh, I already messed up the, wait. Yeah, I messed up the other one. I don't know why I wrapped it around where I did.
Oh. That makes total sense, yeah.
What's this we got hiding here?
No idea, I didn't see that.
hiding in the motherboard. It passed everything. Hooray. Test revision. Motherboard serial number. Quality checks. Neat.
This one also underneath it.
Yeah, it's under. Yeah, it was just hiding in between the motherboard and the print, or the PCB, I guess. Isolate the following items from the bundle and guide them under the motherboard from the left side. Get the right hand tubing, left hand tubing, XM, what is OM motor? X motor, Z motor, L motor. So these are all gonna bend. Oh, I see. Did I miss that step already? Oh, is that what that is right now? Oh, I missed this. Oh, I guess we just mount this onto here. Mount that little umbilical cord harness. Okay, I'll do that. So it looks like it's just a hair above the board. It looks like those are socket heads. Yeah. So my one short. See this? You see another M5x10 screw around here anywhere? If not, I can go grab another one.
This one?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, I guess we do.
Alright, so go ahead and get this into there along with this. And I will go grab another screw.
This one in. Think of it like that.
Okay, I cannot find any of the M5 screws.
Oh, which one is it?
Luciano's here? Alright, hold on one sec. Okie dokie. So, honestly, it probably doesn't matter all that much if we just have the one on for right now and I can add it. I'm sure when I clean up, I'll probably find whatever it is. I don't see anything else though. Alright, let's tighten it up. Sorry for the loud noises. We are making tomorrow's batch of filament. It's all mixing up and being vacuumed into it. Oh, that looks like we got the limit switches. Okay, you all set?
Yeah. I
All
wish
right.
we had some more slack. Can we pull more of it through?
Probably not. What do you mean?
Just like this feels really tight. I don't know. It's not really super tight. I just wish it was.
Yeah, I mean, it's this. That's not moving though.
Yeah.
Let's lower this a little bit. Should probably have fed all these under the motherboard first. I'm gonna leave this loose right now. We need more filament. Well, there's a whole stack of gold in the other building right now. All right. Let's see. All of these go under here, except for the limit switches. So we got XM. Oh, these are wee bit short. So let's tug these through a little bit. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Yeah. I gotcha. Yeah, I think, I wish I could have a better camera angle on here. It looks like these should feed through underneath the board, but they're just a wee bit tight. Maybe I can tug it through. I'm gonna set this whole thing down real quick. Yeah, we don't really have any slack over here though to be tugging.
Not at all.
I'm gonna feed these through one at a time underneath. So we've got, do the limit switches go under there too? Is that how that gets done? Does everything come out the top? No, these ones come out like from the sides. So yeah, we gotta feed all that under there. So everything goes
All goes under
right?
and then some comes
Alright,
up.
let's feed it all under first. Not the USB cable. One at a time. Did the vacuum tubes go through there as well?
It looks like it. It looks like everything goes underneath.
Alright, everything underneath. Did I get that all?
Actually, no, they might be separate.
Vacuums are separate?
There's one cord that looks like it's separate. I'm trying to see where the vacuums plug in.
Which one?
See how there's this one cord that's
Oh,
separate?
it is a USB cable.
Okay, everything else goes underneath then. That's the only cord that looks like it's separate.
Yeah, that's USB.
Perfect.
Alright, so I'm going to crank this down a little bit. And tighten it. Okay, so we've got the X motor first. This one I can't tuck under the board because it's a little bit too short, but that's okay. It's in a happy place right now. Then we've got Y. Next we've got Z, DL, RM, Z. Wait, it's limit. Where's my Z motor? Did it get stuck in there? Oh yes, Heisen.
We'll do that shortly.
Okie dokie, see ya. Ooh, these are tight. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this Z motor on. What's the last one? L? LM? Yeah, I gotta see, is there a spot I can grab some more slack from? So if you can see, let me zoom in here. Narrow lens. So this is where the cat track comes out of. And this is where the cables, they all come out of here. And it's pretty darn tight to get them into here. So, there's no more slack to pull through. So my other option is that I could... Is that not supposed to route around the outside? Is that what I did wrong there? I've got them routing like outside. And I bet you if I routed them inside, that would help. And go take a look at the pictures again. Nope, they go outside. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, and I guess since the Opulo crew is watching me right now, let me know if this is a bad idea. I'm gonna take out this, oh, here, let me change my angle again. What I'm going to do is take this plate and slide it towards me just probably a centimeter, just to make sure that it releases some strain on the wire. 'Cause where's that spacer? Yeah, so that looks like there's a little bit of wiggle room in here, so it looks like they got a little bit further away than they needed to be. I'm just gonna shift this a little bit more. Probably about that much is how much I'm gonna shift it by. So I am changing from the directions. If anyone is curious, this is, so mine is about roughly 69 millimeters from the edge. It's supposed to be 75, so I kind of took off like 6 millimeters-ish to relieve some wire stress. What's probably important is that it's the same on both ends, if I had to guess. So I will go here. Yeah, I'm definitely off square by about 1 millimeter here. Might have to go clean this up afterwards. Because it looks like I'm measuring from here to this bar. Oh no, I guess this bar should be anchored on the prints, so it should be the same. Yeah, I'm slightly off square though, for sure. I'll move the second piece later. All right, can I get to the wires now? It's still pretty tight, but it works now. Couldn't get it at all before. It looks like it might have just been that one wire because the LM went in totally fine. It was just my ZM is really, really tight. All right, so I'll keep an eye on the Z motor just in case if something happens. Okay, and then limit switches was next. Z limit switch, D, what's D? Top light, is that what that is? DL, something for the light, digital light. So we got XYZ. Wait, is that the only one that goes in? Z limit switch? Z, took any access. It should look similar to this. What? Oh, you know, I guess, you know, I think about it, I guess there doesn't really need to be an XY limit switch because everything's kind of relative. Oh, no, that's not the case. I don't know why I said that. Because you need to know where the camera is. That's probably why it's so important of where everything is positioned. It's probably going to move to a certain coordinate now, and my camera's going to be misaligned, so I'll probably have to calibrate that. I want to make sure I'm looking at this right. We just got the Z limit switch, and that's it. ZL and the Z limit switch and DL. So I got the Z limit switch and the light. All right, no X and Y. Oh, I guess there isn't even wires for it. All right, so these come out the left side. ZL is done, DL. Tuck those wires on the inside. Ooh, did I miss this one? I was gonna say there's still one more wire left over. Yeah, it looks like I skipped a step here. There's the R. It's like goes in that little hidden spot there. Okay. And then the cover goes back on. There's 2 screws, so let's go ahead and do that. Oh, I was curious, what microcontroller is this using? The STM32F407. Those are hard to come by right now. Gotta find the right X key. Okay. Oops. Oh, I totally missed a step too. I gotta get these in here, the left and right tubes. Oh look, they're labeled. Here's a little 3D print for saying what is LH and RH. Cool. And cool. Alright, so those are both plugged in. Now I can put the cover on. Gotta be careful. All the wires now. The heat sinks. There we go, that's on. Okay, that's all wired up. There are no kinks anywhere. That looks good. Grab the USB to 4-pin cable from your bag. Plug the 4-pin connector into the back of the bottom camera. Oh, so these are little USB cameras then. Okay. So that was this cable that came in the bag that I saw earlier. Looks like it's just literally a USB cable that's kind of cut and has the terminated onto a JST, I think that's a PH connector. And that goes right in the camera port. All right, and then we zip tie onto there, and then that is the cover? It's like a cover for a cover. Is that just to protect that port? Alright, I'm going to start clipping my zip ties now because I have not been doing that. Clip these ones over here too. Alright, and then this little camera cover goes on. Wait. It goes on all the way. It's kind of snug. I got the hole lined up. Got the cutout, all right. One side's going on, but it feels like if I push any harder, the other side's gonna break. Is this just like an extension? Is that... Does this fit all the way over the top? Because like that's how it looks before I put the cable on. Does this just stop? Is that a staging plate? On the bottom. Find the staging plate foot. Oh, so this is just a foot. That's an extension. It's just not in this picture here. Okay. Ooh, we're getting close. Route the USB cable underneath the motherboard. Okay. Plug the power supply into the wall outlet and plug the barrel jack into the port. Okay, here's the smoke test. Got a power supply, 24 volt, 5 amp. Alright, so this goes into... Cool. Pick this thing up off the ground. My table is too short. Okie dokie. So I would assume this just goes anywhere under here. Alright, here we go. Got a little amber light. Hooray! No smoke. Wall outlet. You should see a light come on underneath the cover. Plug the USB-B cable into the USB port. Lower your machine down to all legs. Alright, so I've got USB here. Oh, okay, I'm starting to see what's going on. So I got 3 USB cables now. 2 for the cameras and 1 for the control board. So I'm assuming my computer is going to be the brains of this operation here. Look at that, we got a light. There was little lights underneath. Where was that coming from? Oh, that's the camera itself. It's got like, I don't know. The LEDs are like flickering and flashing red and green and stuff. Can I get that in a picture here? You can see it's like by my elbow over there. You can see the camera, the lights flashing. Looks like it's a NeoPixel or something like that. Okay, plug the USB cable, lower your machine down, plug all of them into your computer. Do I have 3 USB ports? Yes, I do. Alright, it looks like all of the cables are coming out on this side, so I'm just gonna give this a 180. Got 1 USB, 2 USB cables. Where's my third one? There's my third one. So I've got all 3 of these. Probably zip tie all those together later on. Let's plug them into my USB hub here. I'm on a Mac too, so I don't know if this is gonna add any complications to it. This will be fun. Pretty much always does. Everything I do is just harder than it needs to be. Okay, you're done with the build. Time to head over to the Open PnP section of the docs for calibration and running your first job. All right, Open PnP is a piece of open source software designed to control and pick machines. These guides were designed with Open PnP version this in mind, 2A36A8D. That's from 2022, August 1st. But they should work for other versions as well. What's on the site? How to configure and calibrate it, how to run a job. All right, calibrate. Connect your Lumen PnP to Open PnP and perform basic calibration. All right, so this guide is focused on performing the basic calibration. Specifically, it will test the motion system and calibrate the cameras so that they can identify objects and apply offsets to tool heads for precise part picking and placing. These steps are usually only necessary when you're setting up the Lumen PnP for the first time. So this is probably when I'm going to account for the fact that I just slid my board forward a little bit and added a gap myself.
Ooh, we got power.
We have power, yeah, welcome back. So yeah, everything is assembled, wired up. I did have to slide this forward a little bit to release some pressure from the cables.
Okay. Oh yeah, I didn't think about that there.
There's 3 USB cables coming out, which I just plugged into my hub, and one is for the camera facing down, one is for the upwards facing camera, and the other one is for the control board itself. So I'm importing the config. Oh wait, read through the Open PnP wiki. It'll be super important. Get going with your machine. These docs are meant to augment the Open PnP docs, not replace them. Ugh. All right, here we go. Okay, this is gonna get pretty, this might be another day's video to get all of these things running.
This is looking like where the fun begins.
Yep, and then we're gonna get it to move. Okay, well, I'm gonna call it here for the day. We have lights, we have power, we don't have smoke, which is great. And I will have to pick up on the software tomorrow. Oh, but I do wanna check before. Does it mention anything about Mac compatibility? Is that in there? User manual, let's go back to Open PnP. You know, if it's on GitHub, it probably works on Linux. And if it works on Linux, it probably works on, if it's in Java, it's gonna work. It's gotta work. Okay, well, I hope this was everything that you hoped for. I was not expecting to get this all built in one stream, so that's kind of cool. I guess I will see you all next time whenever I do the software.